What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this beautiful Friday evening? Well, we're here to talk some Arizona Cardinals. What is going on, everybody? We have made it through 2 weeks worth of free agency. Well, I guess if you take it into account of the time that the tampering period started, which is the last Monday, and now we are getting here until towards Friday, 2 weeks in. So the Arizona Cardinals, obviously, rumors are still flying. There's still a lot of big time names that are currently out there right now, and the latest rumor that's currently going on right now is that the Arizona Cardinals has strong interest, and I'm doing this because you never really know. You never really know at all until the moment that they actually sign, and I mean pen to paper. You don't really know exactly who is going to sign with who. But the latest rumor that has hit the Twitter world out there is that Julio Jones is projected. Well, I guess not Julio Jones, but that the Arizona Cardinals has very strong interest in signing veteran wide receiver Julio Jones. Now, this is the whole tweet that ended up coming out here. This is guy from a guy named Evan Massey. Don't really know too much of this individual, but he's verified. So I guess that's a little something there. He says, per source, the hashtag Cardinals could potentially be the landing spot for free agent Julio Jones. He's receiving plenty of interest, and the Cardinals is among those teams. Now, keep in mind here, ladies and gentlemen, that whenever you're hearing any of this stuff, a lot of times it's kind of meant to stir the pot around, either through the sports agent, whether it might be a troll out there that's just kind of trying to stir up some things that are currently going on. Now, I'm not saying that that's happening within this report that was uh, released today, but this was kind of something that we ended up kind of were teased last year about. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but last year there was this whole big tease that happened. Is Julio Jones coming to the Arizona Cardinals? Because DeAndre Hopkins ended up posting something on his Instagram with a picture of a lot of different Pro Bowler wide receivers, and of course Julio Jones was one of them, but also AJ Green was one of them as well. So rumors are flying still. I'm not quite 100% sure how you guys feel about the whole situation of Julio Jones. Would you be interested in bringing him in? Now, it's kind of a tricky subject in my personal opinion, because a couple days ago we were talking about AJ Green, because rumors were saying that the Cardinals had interest in bringing back AJ Green, their number 2 wide receiver, and a lot of people seemed to be down with it, but there was also a lot of people that were not down with it at all, whether they felt like he kind of just faded away in the second half when DeAndre Hopkins wasn't there. Whatever the situation might be, it's kind of the same concept in what's going on right now with Julio Jones. Is he really interested in the Arizona Cardinals, or actually is the Arizona Cardinals really interested in Julio Jones? And I don't know. We don't 100% quite know exactly right now. It's all just rumors and speculations at this very moment, but there has been some word about visits for the Arizona Cardinals, some actual factual visits that ended up happening, and I'll let you guys know about who that is right now. Now, if you guys weren't aware, Robert Alford ended up visiting with the Arizona Cardinals. I know, I get it. Robert Alford has always been kind of one of those players that we all hoped to work out with the Arizona Cardinals, and he had such a great season until it got cut short again with another injury, which was season ending, which sucks because he was really, really good for the Arizona Cardinals towards the end of the season. And of course, ended up happening where he got hurt, and we ended up kind of getting left with cornerback position, where we had our slot cornerback and Byron Murphy being forced on the outside, which I was down with. I wanted him to get the opportunity on there, but he definitely was getting burned a lot. We were left with Marco Wilson, rookie cornerback, and it just kind of all fell apart towards the end. And Robert Alford was definitely sorely missed. So he actually ended up having a visit with the Arizona Cardinals. So possibly another year with Robert Alford, the 4th year. If this does happen, I can only imagine maybe another 1-year deal type of thing. He did have a really good season with the Arizona Cardinals towards the tail end. So maybe you never know what's going to happen with Robert Alford. That might be an option for him coming back here to play cornerback for the Arizona Cardinals. Another player that also had a scheduled visit was going to be Will Hernandez. Now, he actually played most of his time with the Giants. Uh, Let me get him his stats up here real quick. Now, he's 6'3", He's still 26 years old. He was a former either first round pick or a late first round or a beginning second round pick. I know he was somewhere around those timelines. I know he was top 50 picking up in the draft. Usually plays the guard position, and there was a visit with him in the Arizona Cardinals. Now I think we all kind of are sitting in that weird spot right now where we know that we need guard help, and bringing Will Hernandez in is definitely something that the Arizona Cardinals possibly can humor because we need help. We definitely need help. I don't think Josh Jones is the answer, and I don't think the Arizona Cardinals quite thinks the same as well. Just because obviously we brought him in for a visit. There really wasn't any much word after the whole visit. That was probably about 23 hours ago. Maybe we're sitting about 24 hours later at this very moment, and we still haven't heard anything. Same concept with Robert Alford. Is he going to come back with the Arizona Cardinals at least for one more year? So those are the big news that ended up coming out here in terms of Cardinal news, actual definitive. They came in for visits. Are we going to sign them? I don't know. We're still waiting as of right now if we're going to sign those two individuals coming into the 2022 season. Now, but the biggest thing here, Julio. Biggest thing here, Julio. Now, obviously, right now, it's all speculations, it's all rumors, it's all everything that's currently going on because obviously there's still some big time players in terms of big names out there that are still available in the free agency market. And Julio Jones is definitely one of those players that are seen to be, the hot commodity out there. And of course, there was a tweet that ended up coming out today, which got a lot of fans really excited. And it was this tweet right here from Evan Massey. He says, per source, the hashtag Cardinals could be potential landing spot for free agent Julio Jones. He's receiving plenty of interest, in Arizona as among those teams. So that's kind of one of the stuff that's been released out there. The rumors are circulating. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I wouldn't hold my breath personally. Now Julio Jones, I understand he's a big name. I understand he's a former superstar, but I do think that there's definitely something to say in terms of his latest production from his latest years. In terms of being in the NFL, and I was privileged to go ahead and take a screenshot here. Obviously, he spent most of his time within the Falcons. Very, very good superstar type wide receiver, especially towards the beginning of his season. And he spent 1 year with the Titans, and he did not have a great season because he was hurt for a good majority of that season. Now, if you take a look at the stats here, 31 receptions, over 400 yards, 1 touchdown. And the year prior with the Falcons, 51 receptions, 771 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And then the rest from 2019, 2018 seemed to be like his prime, anything before 2019. But from 2020 and 2021, it doesn't really seem like he is that type of player anymore. I know we all kind of look to the eyes of, Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald was still doing it in 34, 35 years old. 36, 37 definitely kind of seemed to slow down, but he was still producing for the Arizona Cardinals offense. And I kind of feel like that's the opposite for Julio Jones. I think it's going to be a downward regression. If not a regression, then definitely injury concerns just all around overall, which is definitely concerning for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, if they do decide to bring him in, obviously I won't be upset, but I would be very, very cautious towards not putting all my eggs in one basket. Like Julio Jones isn't the future in terms of our number 2 wide receiver. It ain't. It's going to be a 1-year bridge Band-Aid type of guy, but we definitely need to look into the draft, either the first round or the second round. The 23rd overall, if there was a wide receiver there, I would really hope the Arizona Cardinals can pull the trigger and get that wide receiver that they want, because Julio Jones is definitely not the for sure answer for the future. But I'm curious to figure out what the Bird Gang has to say, what you guys have to say out there. Is Julio Jones a player that you guys are interested in picking up? Now, injury concern, obviously, right? Biggest thing out there right now is his injury concern. If the Cardinals can get him on a cheap, I think there's a lot of fans out there that would say, yeah, heck yeah. But why not bring him? Why not bring him in the opportunity if he's cheap? I don't think he's going to be cheap. I really, really don't. I think if you're going to put the 2 players side by side next to him, either you say AJ Green or Julio Jones. I think AJ Green still is going to be cheaper, and it might be the better option over Julio, because we've seen AJ last the entirety of the season. You know what I mean? And then we got Julio Jones. I believe he just turned 33, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. Yes, he just turned 33. Um, and I feel like his game has definitely regressed. Now, AJ Green, on the other hand, is also 33, but his stats in terms of the offense that, had with the Arizona Cardinals, I definitely think he put up numbers still. So that's my question to you, ladies and gentlemen. Julio Jones, yay or nay? Put it in the comments below. I'm super curious to figure out what you guys have to say. Me personally, I don't want to fall in love with the big name. And that obviously Julio Jones is a big name that's still out there. I don't want to have to pay him premium type of money. And I do think that whoever does get him, it's going to be that same type of concept, almost kind of similar to what happened with Jadeveon Clowney for like 2-3 years straight. Jadeveon Clowney was the hot commodity. Who's going to get Jadeveon? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? And it kind of, unfortunately, for the team that ended up picking him up, they paid him that big money, and he ended up getting hurt, and he ended up being injured. So that's the kind of same concept that I'm seeing here on my end. I'm a little worried when I'm looking at Julio Jones as a possible bring in for the Arizona Cardinals. Will I be pissed? No, absolutely not. I'll be welcoming him with open arms, but don't put your eggs all in one basket is all I have to say there. I would rather have AJ over Julio. And obviously, I would rather have a 23rd overall wide receiver rookie coming into his own, and doing the number two, being the wide receiver number two, in my personal opinion. If you're going to give me those three options, obviously I would go the draft route, but we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens here. Let me take it to the comments here and let's see what you guys have to say. We have a lot of people say, no, draft a wide receiver. Give him enough money, he'll come. We need a wide receiver in the first round. So far, a lot of people are saying wide receiver in the first round. And that's kind of the same concept where my mind is as well. If you get him, cool, awesome. I won't be pissed. Like, I won't be upset. But we also don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. And that's looking towards the front office. Please, for the love of God, you got to, if there's a wide receiver that falls to 23, you still got to pick him up. Like, you still have to pick him up. And it seems like everybody in the chat right now seems to be going that route as well. No, if this is your first time on one of my streams, if we don't go wide receiver, cornerback, offensive line, defensive line, any of those, I wouldn't be mad at. So we can go any which way in the draft. As long as we don't go linebacker, I think I will be happy because we're adding a position of need if it's any of those four positions. Now, edge is also a huge one for the Arizona Cardinals to address as well. We just lost Julio Jones. We're left with Marcus Golden and Dennis Gardeck. So we still have a lot of holes to fill up with this Arizona Cardinal team. And honestly, right now, it's a little concerning if we are looking into the draft to fill a lot of these needs, because we know Steve Keim's draft record, right? We know what it looks like. He loves linebackers in the first round. Obviously, that's the joke for the next 2 years here, but hopefully we can make a move in this first round that's going to be able to get us production. I think most important thing here is we need a first rounder that's going to be able to give us production in the first in his first year. The days of him sitting out, it should be long gone. It happened to Isaiah Simmons. It happened to Zaven Collins. I think a lot of fans out there are saying, that we have, this whole situation where like they're drafting people, but they're not playing them in the first round. And it really sucks to see. It definitely really sucks to see. Got my guy Albert says, you mean we lost Chandler Jones? Oh, if I said something else, I apologize. Yes, we lost Chandler. I thought I said that. Yeah, so we lost Chandler Jones as of right now in the edge position that we have Marcus Golden and we got Dennis Gardeck. But yes, we lost Chandler Jones. I thought I said that, but if I didn't, I apologize. We got my guy said drafted kicker. That's funny. Iron Bear says comes down to Julio, AJ or Julio. But I don't think us getting either of them changes what we need to do in the draft. I agree. Facts, bro. Facts, Iron Bear. 100%. Even if they go the route of getting that wide receiver, even if they did that, it shouldn't change the fact that wide receiver number 2 for the future should be a thing. It should be. And that's one thing that I'm concerned with. If we get Julio, we get AJ, I feel like our front office will be complacent. So hopefully, let's not put that bad juju out there. Let's hope that the Arizona Cardinals can pull the trigger on a wide receiver that falls to them if they absolutely love him, because we want to start seeing some production in the first round, right? Cardinal fans out there, we want to start seeing production in the first round. Let's keep reading here. Let's see here. We got we got Agent Forces. If Julio couldn't make it work in Tennessee, which has a talented roster, how the heck will he do anything in AZ? Well, that's true. I think the whole Julio Jones thing, it's a lot trickier than a lot of people are thinking in their mind right now. Let's be honest here. Julio Jones, I know the name sounds great. I know everything sounds awesome, good and gravy. But realistically, Julio Jones has not been able to stay healthy in a very, very long time. And looking at his stats for, the past 2 years, it doesn't feel very promising. It doesn't feel very promising at all. Now, he has had some injuries. That's probably why the numbers are a little skewed, but I'm not a fan. Like I said, if it happens, cool. If it doesn't happen, I'm not upset. I wouldn't be upset about it. But basically, the stream is the reason why the stream is out there, because this latest rumor that started populating earlier today from this guy named Evan Massey. He says, per source, the Cardinals could potentially be the landing spot for free agent Julio Jones. He's receiving plenty of interest, and Arizona is among one of those teams. So this is one of the biggest reasons why we're doing this stream here, but it definitely seems pretty unison. It seems pretty unison throughout the chat right now that Julio Jones might not be the answer for the Arizona Cardinals, and I am all on board with that as well. Perfect. Awesome. We're all on the same page here. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. We see what Tony has to say. He says, so you're telling me that DK wants to be on a really bad Seahawk team? I think you're talking to somebody up there. I'll let that conversation continue. Jordan P says, yep, let's pick up Julio and draft a wide receiver at 23. That's what I want. I think that's probably what a lot of people would want as well. Getting a wide receiver. I mean, there's still Jarvis Landry out there as well. Juju's gone. He's already dancing his way in KC right now. So, I'm not really mad at that at all. Let him do his thing over there. But as of right now, AJ Green and Julio Jones are the latest rumors right now that can be pointed to the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think pointed is a word, but those are the latest rumors out there right now that those are the two wide receivers that could possibly, rumorly, and that's not a word either, but going toward the Arizona Cardinals. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, free agency obviously is still open. There's still some people, still available, free agents that are still available, that are some big names out there. And we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens here. Let me take a look at the list as of right now for available free agents currently at this very moment. Let's take a look here. Jadeveon Clowney, OBJ, Stephon Gilmore, Tyrann Mathieu, Bobby Wagner, Trey Flowers, JC Treader, Julio Jones, Melvin Ingram, Antonio Brown, if you're interested in that, Rob Gronkowski, Calais Campbell, Melvin Gordon, Eric Fisher, Darrell Williams, and that's just kind of to name a few there in terms of people that are still available. AJ Green is like way down on the list, and Emmanuel Sanders is way down on the list as well. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens here. First super chat of the night. Appreciate you, Nicholas. Thank you so very much for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, you have to take into consideration Julio had Tannehill of all quarterbacks throwing to him, and K1 makes him better. That's a fair take. That's an absolute fair take. And maybe because the Tennessee Titans did have a offense that specifically was designated for King Henry to run the ball. Now you might have a valid point there. You might have a very valid point there. K1, I think Kyler Murray obviously is the better quarterback out of the two. If you're going to give me two options right now, Kyler Murray or Tannehill, it would be crazy to go the Tannehill route. So yeah, I mean, you might be right there. I don't know. but there's still just a little concern to me with maybe not his production, but just the ability of him being able to stay healthy. That's my issue. Production, it really does depend on the quarterback, and I'm right there with you. But the healthiness, that's what scares me about Julio Jones. I don't see him being on here any more than a 1 year contract. Same concept with AJ Green. If he does decide to come back, it would be a 1 year contract with him as well. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens here. Let's see here. We got my guy Soccer Shoes says Fitz stats. When Fitz was Julio's sorry. Let me read this here. When Fitz was Julio's I'm assuming current age at 33, it was one of 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons for Fitz. That's how special Fitz was. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, Fitzgerald's Fitzgerald. You know what I mean? I don't think we have anybody that's going to be able to hold up to the mantra or the statue, which is Fitzgerald for a lot of the Cardinal fans. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't see. I really don't see Julio Jones giving us that type of production, but we do need a number 2 wide receiver, and it's a little concerning, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of moves being currently made right now. I think they're trying to play the market out and seeing who's available in terms of being very affordable at this very moment. So we'll see what happens in terms of who the Arizona Cardinals can possibly pick up. But let's take a look. The last 1,000-yard seasons for Larry Fitzgerald, let me take a look here, was 2015, 2016, and so 15, 16, and 17 were the last 1,000-yard season for Larry Fitzgerald, and then he had a 700-yard, 800-yard, and then a 400-yard in 2020 for Larry. But I mean, Larry's been doing it for a very long time, though. He's been doing it for a very, very long time. We have a guy, Rafa, saying Landry is not an outside guy. Yeah, I could agree with that. Definitely more of a slot type of guy. That's where he's going to give you the most production, in my personal eyes, or my personal opinion. I know Rondo Moore most likely will take that position. I just honestly, I just want a number 2. I want a number 2. And my mind is going, we need to get a number 2, but let's focus on the draft is where my mindset is going. Because if you're going to give somebody the opportunity to give us production in that first, year, usually it's going to be a wide receiver, right? More times than not, it's going to be that wide receiver. What's up, Tony? Tony says, AZ, if we get DK Metcalf, do you think he would be a good fit? Because I don't think he wants to play on a crappy Seahawk team. Well, I mean, that's fair. I mean, there's also rumor out there that DK Metcalf or the Seahawks are willing to part with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Now, whether that rumor is factual, I don't 100% know. Will I like DK Metcalf? It just really depends. It depends on what they're willing to let him go for, if that makes sense. I think we're kind of in a position right now in terms of the Arizona Cardinals. I like our draft picks, at least kind of where we're at. Obviously, I would love to be a lot closer towards the top 10, but hey, it just means that we were a good team that we're sitting in the 20s right now. But I guess it just really depends what they're willing to kind of give DK up for. We got my guy B Red C Red says we need depth. We saw how it was last year. We will get a wide receiver number 2 in the draft. Depth is key for free agency. That's fair. A person that I was really excited or hoping the Arizona Cardinals can possibly target was Marcus Valdes-Scantling. MVS was an option for the Arizona Cardinals. Well, not an option, but he was a available free agent. That's what I was trying to say, and he ended up getting picked up. So that sucks there, but we'll see. There's still a lot of free agency opened up, and we'll see exactly what happens. We got my guy Jordan P says Seahawks won't trade him to us. Well, they are a part of our division. I don't think so either, but we'll see. We've seen some crazy things happen. We got my guy says Will Fuller. Will Fuller's the same concept. Cool, great wide receiver. I like what he does. He just can't stay healthy at all. And he's younger than Julio Jones, and he can't stay healthy. And that's concerning. I feel like if they do go Fuller because he's younger, they probably will give him a multi-year deal. Hope not, but I don't know. I'm a little worried about his healthiness, if that makes sense. Because if you take a look at his stats, we got him in the Dolphins last year. He was hurt. 4 receptions, 26 yards. He was hurt. In the Texans in 2020, 53 receptions, 871 yards, 8 touchdowns. In 2019, 49 receptions, 670 yards, 3 touchdowns. In 2018, 503 yards and 4 touchdowns, and everything else kind of follows suit on 2017 and 2016. But just the health of Will Fuller kind of really freaks me out. It doesn't mean if we get him, I won't be happy. Jordan P says, I think Keim's plan is to bring back AJ and draft an edge in round 1. That's just what I think based on what he has done or not done in free agency. Well, that's the scary thing, y'all. That's the scary thing. We have so many holes right now in this team, whether you want to believe it or not. We have a lot of holes in this team, and edge is definitely one of those holes. Now, are we going to be able to get a great edge player at the 23rd spot? You never know, right? The draft is definitely one of those things where it's a gamble. It really is. There's so much hype going into the draft for a lot of these top 32 prospects, and realistically, a lot of them don't really pan out. I think you would be lucky if 10 of the top 32 are superstars. Actually, not even superstars, but actual people that are very good. Not superstars, but very, very good. I think you would be lucky if 10 to maybe fit like half of them are that. You know what I mean? But usually that's not the case. So is the Arizona Cardinals able to get a good edge player at 23? I don't know. I really, really don't know. Drew says, no Fuller. Y'all worried about Julio's health and want a walking band-aid. Yeah, exactly. Same concept. Yeah, same concept. Gets hurt a lot. And he's young. He's younger compared to Julio. Alex, what's up, man? He says, if we get Jones, our reputation continues. Arizona Cardinals, the retirement center of the NFL. Dude, so true, Alex. So true. You know, you're right on that, man. You're right. I wouldn't want Julio, and not so much just for this like thing that's currently going on with everybody thinking that they're coming here to retire, because it's happened a lot recently. Terrell Suggs got a check, JJ Watt, although he's given us production and he's given us some really cool quotes over here, he can't stay healthy either. It's a lot, man. It's definitely a lot. I hope this is not the situation, but let's be honest, right? This is exactly what it is. So a lot of people think, a lot of fans think of this in terms of Arizona Cardinal fans, or I'm sorry, the Arizona Cardinal organization. They come here to retire. Somebody says Devontae Parker. He's still with the Miami Dolphins, right? I know they ended up getting Tyreek Hill. And a lot of people are talking about Devontae possibly wanting to get trade out. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to touch anybody else's players right now. If they're a person's team, I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are willing to do that right now. We got Hilton. Man, Hilton's getting up there in age too, though. Agent 4, what's it? I'm a little concerned about the slot. Rondo kind of disappeared, and of course, that could be coaching, not calling his number, or Kyler not throwing to him. He did drop his fair share. Yeah, well, that's kind of one of those things. It's kind of like the Zaven Collins effect too, right? Zaven Collins didn't have a lot of opportunity out there because Jordan Hicks, the veteran that was out there, he ended up getting most of the reps out there, the starting role out there, and kind of the same concept with Rondale Moore. The moment that Christian Kirk was moved to the slot, he got a lot more playing time in that role over Rondale Moore. And that's not the fault of Rondale, but this is his opportunity right here, right? This is going to be the opportunity for him to come out and show, hey, is a second round pick that we ended up getting you for, it wasn't really worth it. You know what I mean? And I don't think this year is going to tell it, but maybe by year 3, by the end of year 3, we'll really take a look to see what Rondale Moore is or what he can become in this offense. So we'll see. We'll see exactly what happens. We got Bengals have to pay Chase and Higgins. So somebody is saying trade Tyler Boyd. Yeah, possibly. But like I said, I mean, it's kind of one of the same concepts where I'm like, I don't want to think about Cardinals trading for anybody because I feel like if they would have traded, they would have done it earlier. But I mean, I guess they still technically can do it anytime. But I don't know. I'm just trying to focus on these free agencies right now, and I'm trying to see, or the free agents, and see who the Cardinals can pick up. Because I know that there's so many different ways the Cardinals can go, whether they're going to do it or not. I don't want to waste my breath if or not, if that makes sense. But let me go ahead and give a big shout out to my guy, Zach Jacobs, with a $2 donation. Appreciate you. He says, trade up for Ahmed, I can't speak, Ahmed Gardner or Tyler Linderbaum. There's a lot of mock drafts saying that Tyler is going to fall way before or after we pick. So I know Ahmed Gardner is going to be maybe top 10, maybe top 15, just kind of depending on who you ask. That might be more realistic. Some people say Tyler might be dropping further back than we have or our pick. We'll see, though. We just need somebody. You're right. Classy Nasty. We need somebody. Exactly. Classy Nasty coming up here. We just need somebody, man. I think that's just kind of the situation that we're in right now, right? It's a lot of speculations, a lot of talking. What if the Cardinals do this? The Cardinals should do this. Do you think the Cardinals should do that? The main person that's going to be able to answer this is going to be Steve Keim. Steve Keim needs to get onto the phone, make some moves, and really come down to say, hey, what's going to happen with this 2022 roster? Because as of right now, we're only going based off speculations and rumors. And obviously, the latest rumor and speculation that's coming out came out from this man right here this morning. From Evan Massey, says, per source, the Cardinals could potentially be the landing spot for wide receiver Julio Jones. He's got plenty of interest, and the Cardinals is among those teams. So obviously, speculations, everything's kind of like going back and forth. Can the Cardinals do this? Can the Cardinals do that? We just gotta have to wait and see. You know what I mean? You just gotta have to wait and see. I am Bear. What's up, I am Bear? He says we'll be packing 8 when we trade. Wait, we'll be picking 8 when we trade. Man, oh, I am Bear. Don't bring that juju out, brother. Don't bring that bad juju out. We'll be picking 8 when we trade Murray to the Panthers. Do you really think Murray's gonna go, or are you just trolling right now? I don't think he's gonna go. I personally don't. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. Hope not. Bro, don't say that stuff, man. Don't say that type of stuff. All right, let's get to my guy. Ooh, here we go. $20 donation coming from my guy Rafael Castillo, coming up clutch with a super chat. Appreciate you. Said, what's up, Mike? Can't wait for the draft. I want to get edge in round 1, wide receiver in round 2, a guard in round 2. I really think we are not going to win much next season, but next season we might be setting up to make huge moves. All right. So you're saying edge in the first, second, a wide receiver in the second, and guard in round 2. So I'm assuming you mean round 3. Who do you want? Who do you think is going to be able to fall and the edge at 23? Let me know in the comments. I'm super curious. Who would you be like your edge player in round 1 and wide receiver in round 2? Just if you were to put 2 people out there, let me know in the comments. We got my guy says he was just trolling. Hope not. Facts, bro. Facts. Yeah, let's hope. Let's not bring that bad juju up in here right now. I hope not, bro. There's so much speculations about Kyler Murray and him not being happy. He ended up coming, I think it was yesterday, he was on an interview because he ended up like donating like $10,000 to some sort of foundation, and he ended up saying that his relationship with the Cardinals, he's fine with it at this very moment. So leads me to believe, hey, I think we're good. You know, I think we're in a good spot right now for Cardinal fans hearing finally, right? It took this freaking long for Kyler Murray to come out and say, Cardinals, I have no doubt, or I have no issues, or I forgot exactly what he said, but he definitely made it seem like, okay, all this talk is not needed. We just gotta, put it right under the rug at this very moment. So it's definitely really good that finally he came out and said that. We got my guy Rafael coming up here. Appreciate the super chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring your comment up here. He says, okay, hopefully, and then Watson for okay, all right. So we'll do this. I know everybody's super excited about mock drafts. I can't speak today, ladies and gentlemen. It is a Friday, and I can't speak. A lot of people are super excited about mock drafts. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing mock drafts pretty soon. We're going to be hitting April, and that's going to be mock draft season in the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. So if you're a channel member and you want to go ahead and test out your skills, I will be purchasing a mock draft simulator that's going to be able to have you do trades and stuff like that. So super, super exciting things coming up here. So got to be a channel member, or at least first come, first serve, for them to come on and really kind of put their skills to the test. I'm not gonna lie to you. I crumbled under pressure in a couple different my mock drafts last year. But if you guys are interested, definitely become channel members. It's gonna be fun. We got my guy G May says, when is the draft? So the draft usually is the tail end of April, usually. But specifically, this year's draft is going to be April 28th through April 30th. So Thursday, April 28th to Saturday, April 30th. The first round is the first on Thursday. Second and third is going to be Friday, and then Saturday is going to be all the other rounds. So really, mainly the big thing out there is, what are the Arizona Cardinals gonna do in the first round, the second round, third round is where it kind of starts dying down, because let's be honest, realistically, if you get a third rounder and they actually work, hey, good for you. But anything fourth round, fifth, sixth, and I know we got some extra picks coming our way just because of the free agents that we lost, which is good news, but they're more of the later round picks, so I'm not going to really worry too much about them as of right now. But the first and second, I feel like, are going to be absolutely dire for the Arizona Cardinals to really come out here and put the production out, put the production out there and say, hey, we're going to make this work this time around. We're going to put it out there. Our first round is going to give us production in the first year. No more the days of sitting out and not having an opportunity should be over. It should be over. We need our first rounder to make moves. Need to make moves for sure. Desert, what's up, Desert? Says OBJ equals the clap for. Oh, that's funny. For the NFL teams. That's funny stuff right there. That's funny stuff. Tony, what's up, Tony? You think if we get OBJ, that it would mess up the chemistry, or it would just not work? Well, OBJ is such a hot topic, man. Such a hot topic, and it comes all the time on these streams. Such a hot topic. I don't think OBJ is coming. I really, really don't. And the biggest reason why I'm saying that is because the market in which we are playing. OBJ, to me, seems to be happiest in the big markets. He seems to be happy in the New Yorks. He seems to be happy in the LAs. When he was in Cleveland, didn't really seem to be happy. And he's been trying to get out of Cleveland. You know what I mean? And it kind of he kind of landed himself in LA and got a ring, so good for him. But I just don't see him coming to the Arizona Cardinals, in my personal opinion. Big shout out to my guy I Am Bear, coming up clutch with a $10 donation. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much. Awfully generous. He says Malik Willis meeting. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read this over. Malik Willis meeting got nervous though. Waste of a meeting, and Panthers did make a move to have room for Watson in. And now our issues with K1, don't think it will happen, but it makes sense for the Panthers. Yeah, so I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, dude, you're not the only person that's been talking about this, honestly. There's a lot of rumors. I think even in the national media, or the media in North Carolina, have been talking about how good Kyler Murray is and how much of a fit Kyler Murray would be. And you're right. They have made a lot of room. They did make a lot of moves to try to get the Deshaun Watson. They were going to give up the farm for Deshaun Watson. And now that the disgruntledness from Kyler Murray has come out, but now it seems to, be kind of died down, sprinkling some water here, at least for the eyes of the fans. I think everything seems to be dying down, but it's not over until he gets an extension. Let's put that out there, ladies and gentlemen. This whole drama isn't over until Kyler Murray gets his extension. Point in blank. Whether that's going to happen before the draft, after the draft, the drama isn't over until the Arizona Cardinals sign Kyler Murray to an extension. That's just my take on it. I can see him possibly sitting out training camp, which I know a lot of us don't want to talk about it, but realistically, it's definitely something that a lot of Cardinal fans are a little worried about. Definitely a little worried about for sure. Appreciate the super chat, Iron Bear. Thank you so very much. So for the new people coming in, appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much for stepping in. Go ahead and just recap what we're talking about. Obviously, the title of this video is "Rumors Are Flying: Is Julio Jones coming to the Arizona Cardinals?" Right? It all kind of came out from this right here. It all started from this tweet that we ended up getting this morning from Evan Massey. He says, per source, the Cardinals could be the potential landing spot for the free agent Julio Jones. He's receiving plenty of interest, and Arizona Cardinals are amongst those teams. That's kind of why this video or this live stream was kind of tailored towards. Now, my take on this whole Julio Jones situation, just to kind of recap it so we don't have to kind of beat a dead horse. If we sign him to a one-year deal, I won't be mad. As long as the Arizona Cardinals are not putting their all one eggs in one basket, and if the wide receiver, their favorite wide receiver, drops at number 23, they pull the trigger, I won't be mad. I just don't want them to say, we have Julio Jones, we're good, we don't have to worry about getting a wide receiver. That's what I don't want the Arizona Cardinals to do. So it all kind of just falls what happens. Do I think Julio's coming here? I really don't, personally, because the same rumors were coming out last year, but it was more towards, DeAndre Hopkins saying, "Oh, let's bring the All-Star team back," type of thing, because he posted that thing on his Instagram, and it got a lot of fans super uppity and very excited. So I don't think Julio Jones personally is coming. Will I be shocked if he is? Oh, 100%. But it's either Julio, AJ, or Jarvis Landry, because we still need to fill the number 2 wide receiver position, whether it's from a veteran or somebody in the draft. Oh, all right. Bless me. Sheesh. Let's keep it reading here. Let's see here. we got Teddy said, "Mike, you would be happy in Cleveland." No, I mean, no, I'm okay. I'm okay here in Arizona. Appreciate that. I'm not sure if you're inviting me, but yeah, appreciate it. I'm cool here. We just peaked the 90s today, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not from Phoenix, Arizona, we just peaked the 90s. I think we're like above 95 degrees here, and I had to put the darn AC on, and I wasn't a fan of it. So, no, I'm good here in Arizona. I'd rather be hot in AC rather than freezing my butt off and trying to scrape some ice off my car. No, thank you. Let's keep it reading here. Jordan Pieces, Jarvis is too slow and is a slot. No, thank you. Trayvon says, I think Jarvis will be good because because he's younger than Jones. Sean, yeah, y'all got that stuffy heat. We got that dry heat. We got that dry heat right now. We don't have humidity. It's been changing though. Our weather is really wonky. Let's keep it reading here. If Julio comes to us, Larry will be honored for him to wear number 11. Oh, I don't want to humor that, y'all. I don't even want to humor that at all. Agent 4 says 95 is nothing to an Arizonian. No, I agree. I agree. I just don't want it to start, if that makes sense. I don't want it to start, and that's the start of it all, because we know triple digits is right around the corner. And I was not prepared for triple digits until maybe late April to beginning of May. I still, in my mind, had full 1 month to go. And of course, we had 97 or 96 today, and I wasn't a fan of possibly coming sooner. Let's see here. Rafa, what's up, Rafa? I wouldn't be mad at all if Jameson falls, and I think he would be good. But I think if we look for a wide receiver to improve my quarterback, I would look for big targets. I don't disagree with that. Don't disagree with that at all. Flagstaff Withers. I love Flagstaff is nice. 100%. Flagstaff is nice. Let's see here. If we draft a linebacker or a cornerback, I would be mad. No, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at cornerback. I think cornerback would actually be good. Linebacker, I would be pissed off. Bro, I would be flipping tables if we got another linebacker. Cornerback, I wouldn't be mad at it. Now, it would suck because cornerbacks are very hard to adjust from collegiate to NFL. Yeah, that sucks there, but getting a wide cornerback, I wouldn't be mad at it. Let's see here. CL Oracle, what's up, man? He says AZ heating up for the Suns title run. True, bro. Absolutely true. 100%. See here. Gaming says, would you want an O-line, cornerback, wide receiver, or pass rusher in the first round? It depends on who falls. And I know that's such a scapegoat of an answer, but it depends who falls. I wouldn't be mad with any of those picks. Any of those picks that you're saying there, offensive line, cornerback, wide receiver, pass rush, and hey, I'm even going to throw a interior defensive lineman, somebody that's going to be able to stop the run. I wouldn't be mad at that either. I wouldn't be mad at any of those picks right there. Linebacker, then there's definitely obviously some stuff that we got to talk about here with that, but any of those I wouldn't mind. Agent 417 says, to me, when we get to try digits of 110 and above is when I start to sweat. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Quick mock draft right now, my guy. Sheesh. I'm not even prepared for the mock draft right now. I still haven't bought a simulator. I still got to get a simulator because when I like to do mock drafts, I like to make sure that I have a lot of different, options for me. I don't like to just do the regular simulator. I like to do, what am I trying to say? I like the option to trade out and trade out type of thing. So that type of situation. So it will be coming soon. April, we will be doing mock drafts, and you'll be seeing all of these channel members that are channel members of the AZ Sports Fan here. You'll be able to see all of them be able to put their GM hats, and let's see who they bring up for the Arizona Cardinals. So let's do this. Appreciate everybody. We got a guy say Trent McDuffie. I wouldn't mind Trent McDuffie. I really wouldn't. But will he fall? I don't know. We'll see. Let's do this. We're gonna be doing mock drafts here probably within, what day is it today right now? We're looking at the 25th. So probably in about 7 days, maybe about a week from now. A week from now, we're probably gonna be doing mock drafts, week and a half, something along the lines. So we'll be getting a mock simulator. Everything will be situated here, and I'm really excited to start doing mock draft season because this is one of the most exciting seasons to talk about here. And I'm really excited. So make sure everybody, you have your post notification bell on. It's absolutely imperative to know when post notification bell is on, so you know when I go live or when I drop a video. Have everything situated. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't yet already. It helps the channel grow out tremendously, and we are on the road to 9K. We've been trying to get to the road for 9K for quite some time. Trust me, you dropping that like helps out. So appreciate everybody for stopping by. We'll be ending the stream right here. Thank you, everybody. Julio Jones, rumor out there. He's might be coming to the Cardinals, might not. In my personal opinion, I don't think he is. But ladies and gentlemen, as usual, thank you. Have a great rest of your Friday night. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cards.